In a corporate world where all employees have great leaders with no egos that create fun cultures where people can do their best work, the employees and companies thrive while doing great things for the customers, themselves, and each other.
Well, we know that rarely happens. I'm Jeff Palacio. I have been a leader for over 40 years for every t-shirt size company, from small 16 employees to extra large over 1 million. Please join me while I interview outstanding leaders that will share stories of great leadership and not so great. It will help you become a better leader while poking fun about all the crazy shit that happens in corporate America. Welcome to a special edition of the Corporate Couch. These episodes will be more of a love seat that focuses on one topic and will run 15 to 30 minutes. For each special edition episode, you will hear from one or more outstanding leaders sharing their expertise on the most important challenges in corporate America today. Mark, welcome to the our December episode of It's 5 O'Clock Somewhere. How's everything going today?
Happy holidays. I am looking forward to the end of the year. I just got to get there.
Yeah, it feels like forever since we recorded, because it's December 16th right now, and we recorded November 4th for the November episode. So it does feel like a long time. Hopefully.
Yeah, I feel like I've had 10 holiday parties in between then now, and I'm ready for dry January because but my birthday.
It was a book party, not a book launch, right? It was a book party.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I'm. This might be the first time I have a more festive shirt than you. Mine is "Merry Christmas, You Filthy Animal." So there we go.
No one knows that movie.
Yeah, classic, right? Classic.
I've watched it 30 times since our last podcast recording. Grant's favorite movie.
Really? Wow, 30 times.
I love it. It's if you could put in the show notes the videos I've been taking of him laughing through the movie is entertainment in and of itself. Like just watching him get excited and knowing exactly what's going to happen next because he's memorizing things now. Oh. And he's 3. It might not be appropriate, but I mentioned he's now says this movie has a lot of violence. I'm like, well, yeah, I guess it does. So he doesn't want to watch it lately and has moved on to the next thing, but it's been a good run for Home Alone and Home Alone 2, which is referred to the Bird Lady movie.
The bird. That's funny. Oh man, what's been some fun things going on for you?
Yeah, it's been the holiday party stuff going on. So last week it was the Acumen holiday party, which was fantastic. We showed up an hour early because I didn't block it on my calendar, right? So the funny joke between my wife and I is, don't you know how to run a calendar? But I got to know my Growth Catalyst coach really well before the rest of the party got there, and I was ahead of them a little bit more on the wonderful drinks they served. But it's good to meet people's spouses for a group that I've been involved in the last 4 months.
Yeah, that's nice. What's your kind of initial insight onto your Acumen experience?
It's been fascinating for touring other business owners' location of business and then having them showcase what they're doing and what they've been through. And I guess the biggest benefit is there's some things even in business you don't tell your spouse, you don't tell your business partners, but the whole goal of Acumen is to have a trusted group of peers, kind of like our Introducing Awesome group was years ago, that you can just let it all out there. And we're getting to the point where trust is being created. And although all these businesses are successful, there's things that we need input, ideas, different perspectives on. So we're getting to a point where that's kind of fun. And totally different businesses. The last one was at a moving company. Just fascinating how that works in terms of moving office locations. Someday I know we'll have to do that. I've been through one before. They make it easy. I hope that that's the case if we move in the future. Business interruption is a big deal. So the other one was a marketing company, and I'm hosting in February, so I don't have a fancy office like some of these other people, but we will make do, and it will be good to showcase CRC Financial.
Yeah, nice. What's on your nightstand besides your book? What are you reading lately?
That's a good question. Do I have it here?
I pride myself on good questions. I'm a professional podcast host, Mark. So
you can't. These are strategically placed behind me that you can't see. I wrote a book or a blog recently about your money.
Oh yeah, I saw that post. That was a good blog post.
Simple sketches that detail a lot of the understanding of money. Carl Richards is the author. This is just a sketchbook of a way to think about things differently. So it's an easy read, but it's very relatable on the way that we advise people about what they're going through to make sure that they're focusing on what's most important through simple sketches. That's all I'll say. It's easy. It's fun. Because I'm in the phase of not enough time to read right now. So
I'm sure. Yeah. Sketches. Yeah. The blog post was great because you got through it, the pictures and your top 3, because there's 101 of them or 100 and something.
101 simple sketches. Yep.
Yeah.
So I picked 3 that kind of redefine what I like to keep as priority. One of them is experiences. The other one is kind of a interesting phase that I'm seeing peers go through. I forget how to explain this graphic best, but it's about big hat, no cattle type thing. Some people are all about making sure they look like they're very successful, and underneath it all, it's shambles or debt.
Yeah. Can you name some of those people you're talking about?
Let's put it all out there. Yes, all these people are clients. This is their net worth. Yes, and some people that don't look successful are very great financial planning clients, building wealth that no one would ever know about. So it's just interesting seeing behind the curtains as a financial planner.
Yeah. Talking about books, I caught up with the Kansas City Podfather, Joel Goldberg, for coffee back in late October after the Royals season ended. And he gave me a great book. It's by Mo Bunnell called Give to Grow. So I think if you combine, are you familiar with it?
I bought it and it's on my list. And maybe I even heard it from Joel, who was a guest at a Breakfast Club meeting that I'm a part of early November.
Oh, yeah.
So that might have been
the next day he was presenting at your Breakfast Club. Okay, yeah. So he had met Mo, went to a mastermind group as his guest, and I read the book, and I just think it's fantastic. It's kind of, if you combine The Go-Giver by co-authored by Bob Berg and John David Mann, your book, One for All, and Mo's book, I think you have a perfect kind of, tactical, the Go-Giver gives you the principles, but it's written like a novel, fable, whatever, parable. I don't know what the genre is called, but it was like the way, and Mo's book, Give to Grow, is about kind of the mindset piece that is so different than doing work versus winning the business. And I just thought it was fantastic. And Joe was kind enough to introduce me to Mo, and I'll be having him on the podcast. Won't be published in January, but our interview will be in January. So looking forward to it.
This has been a good year for you. Lots of good podcast guests, authors. I think this is our 10th one together, maybe.
Yeah.
So it's official that it's going into next year. These dialogues are fun. We had a photo shoot that we shared a photo from, so that was fun too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've enjoyed connecting you to a few of them and learning something about the people I thought I knew that you bring out in them in your podcast too. So
I'm doing Jason Young, who you introduced me to. I interviewed him since we last met, so he was fantastic. He has some funny stories about interviewing that involve a fart machine, but I'll keep it at that and let people listen to it. But it's a fantastic story, or stories actually. I'm actually interviewing Matt Moore, the founder of Martin City Brewery and all the Martin City restaurants, right after
they're having a lot of growth
today. So that's exciting.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's they're putting a location down near the Crossroads. I was just down there this weekend, and they said right there will be a Martin City Brewery soon.
Wow.
So ask him about that.
Oh, nice. What is the cross streets? You remember?
So I would say 20th and east of Main, a couple blocks near the cashew. The what am I thinking of that used to be a peanut name? That's right next to the Western Auto Building, so a little north of there.
Okay.
I don't go down there very much, so it's always interesting to go downtown because something changes all the time.
We used to frequent Bazookas, though, right?
Oh, I know where that is. Is that still open? Yes, I was a VIP. I know where that is. I know the escalator, but I can't say that I've been in there.
I think it is still around. I've not been there. Well,
It's
I have
built up
been
all
there,
around it, but you
it's
don't
been a long
notice
time
it
ago.
anymore. Yeah.
I won't reveal the bachelor party of my friend whose bachelor party it was that we went there. But anyhow.
Fine dining. It's a wonderful place.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
What are some holiday traditions that you guys follow, or maybe some new ones now that you have Emily and Grant at the house, besides watching a lot of Christmas movies starting in October or November?
Interesting. We are figuring that out. We're at a daycare that does not do a Christmas program. And I wouldn't know that I miss it, but my nieces have a Christmas program. I have not gone to it this year, but went last year. And Grant thought he was a part of the program, went up on stage when his cousins were singing, and he had a great time. So that is something I look forward to in the future when they go to Planet Cinema St. Michael's. But here's what's not happening this year that is happening next year is we, at the Most Wanted event that benefits Big Brothers Big Sisters, my wife and I purchased an auction package, and it's a trip to Anna Maria Island, which is in Florida, I believe on the Panhandle. It had events kind of lined up to do there, rent somebody's house with a golf cart with my in-laws and my sister-in-law and brother-in-law, and our kids. My hope is that we find a way to do that into warmer weather. It might not be over Christmas, but winter trip annually. And we're going to try that part of Florida to see if that sticks for us. I've never been on a beach in cold weather. Well, I take that back. I've been on a beach in cold weather, but not around the holidays. So there is more to come on that, and I hope it's a tradition that sticks for 2026.
Very nice, very nice. Yeah, you just went to the fundraiser, right?
I did.
Yeah.
It was the fun fact about that event is that it was 10 years since I was involved, and it was when I first started dating my wife. So I think that same day those photos popped up, and I like to think we look the same, but we don't. And I like to think that Big Brothers couldn't do better after they've had someone as awesome as me in the class I was in involved, but they blew it out of the water. The class this year just did amazing. $1.7 million.
Yeah, I saw
raised.
Michael. I know Michael Marino was involved. Most Wanted. Yep. Christy Rogers, our friend from Introducing Awesome, and her husband. Yeah.
There were several people. The most impressive part, I think when my class did it 10 years ago, it was a breakthrough. They raised $400,000. There was one guy that owns the Play and Stays, and I actually went to high school with him years ago, Andy Wiltz, that raised $450,000 on his own.
Wow.
So it's interesting to watch. So the other people did a wonderful job of raising, $50,000 and $75,000, but I don't think the top three, any of them made under $100,000. So It's just impressive, the giving in Kansas City, particularly with what Big Brothers has created through the Most Wanted events. And, I'm partial to that. I'm partial to Growing Futures. My hope is that some of the events and signature things Growing Futures is doing to benefit children is going to have some of that same momentum into the future. But I've watched them for 10 years. And my little from Manhattan, Kansas, from when I was in college 20 years ago is, probably now 30, but Facebook wasn't around back then. Connections weren't the same. So I lost touch after I left college. But even though I'm not engaged that way, I still make sure to give because it's a good organization.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, you were kind enough to invite Robin and I, but we had babysitting duties with two of our grandchildren.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, it's new in the last month, right?
Yeah.
One is
right.
new
We have one as of December. Oh God. December the 4th. There we go. So yeah, 12 days old. Little Grayson.
Wow.
Yeah. Came in at 6
and
pounds, 4 ounces.
That's the first for that daughter, right?
Yes.
If I'm thinking right.
Yeah.
Are they doing good? They've got it under control.
Grayson's sleeping very well. 3 hours per feeding, so goes back to bed pretty well.
And Paige, right? It's Paige's, right?
Yeah.
She owns a business, so she doesn't get 3 months maternity leave in the same way that other people that work for a company. So I'm
well, it's Max.
Max.
It's Max, baby. Mackenzie's doing a
then
whole family shout out. Yeah,
I'm wrong. Yes, I'm way off.
You got a lot going on, listeners, or as Jason Bateman would say in SmartList, listener out there. Mark had a list that he gave me while we were live, not live, but before we press record, of about 48 topics he wanted to talk about during this podcast. So he's
I didn't
got a
want to
lot
run out
going
of things
on.
to talk about. Yes. I can't wait for Christmas. This is new for us too. Well, not new. We're closing from the 24th to the 5th, which is almost 2 weeks, but it just happens to be the way that the holidays fall. So I'm looking forward to the slowdown. But as you know, if you close, it gets really busy before and really busy after.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of pleasant to get that R&R that's coming, but it's going to be a little while to get there. So I've got another week.
So if somebody needs you on December 27th, are you going to be checking email?
Of course. I got to be in another country to really unplug. I haven't done that in a long time, but
Right.
that's coming in 2026 also.
Right. That's the Cersei 50th anniversary cruise you guys are doing, or what is that?
In October, we're doing a 10-day cruise from Amsterdam to Basel, Switzerland with a small group, and it is promoted through Cersei. So it's going to be fun to take that group, and my wife will go, my kids will stay at home, and it'll be its own type of different break and unplugging, I guess.
Yeah, wow. That'll be different for you. No kids.
We might not come back. No,
I can't wait for the pictures of that cruise. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So any good new connections you've met or people you reconnected with?
The most recent that's front of mind is yesterday. You'll be getting a connection to Amanda Villarreal, and I might not say her last name right. Fascinating story of migrating from Mexico, been in great businesses, been through ups and downs of life. Either you or I also need to connect her to I Have an Immigrant eventually. I'm not sure she's familiar with it, but just pleasantly surprised about the underdog coming through. She's been through a lot to get to where she is, so it's going to be fun to watch where she goes. She works for a company called Plex Capital, has had experience at Shamrock in the past, which there's lots of K-State connections there. Happens to go to my church, so never seen her there, but I'm sure now
Oh, funny.
I'll just see her all the time. It's a small world, and her son goes to St. Michael's, the school, which my kids will go to soon. So lots of other connections, which makes it weird that we've never met before. But you'll enjoy meeting her. She was introduced by Michael and Marino.
Yeah, I love that. Michael just invited me to a hemp. It was like a circle of giving event. They had a lot of the first year hemp mentees there, but other people that were guests. It was nice. You didn't ask, so a lot of obviously the business owners that are hemp mentees, the Hellsberg Entrepreneurial Mentoring Program is hemp. Yeah, it was just fantastic, and met somebody there that's like been in Kansas City less than 30 days looking for a job, and I'm going to introduce you to him, Zach. Saum, Saum, West Point grad, served in the military, but literally brand new to Kansas City.
And here's a plug for Jessica Powell. Introduce her as well. New to Kansas City.
Yeah, I had a call with him yesterday. I'm going to do that, and you.
Yep.
And a couple.
That's awesome.
Couple ex-Army officers that are kind to people that are. It's not really transitioning; it's transforming. I think is the word, because when you're in the military, there's nothing like the military. So it's not transitioning to the kind of professional career life. It's kind of transforming and taking all your skill sets and bringing it to bringing value to a company. To help that company succeed. So, somebody I've been keeping in touch with is Nora Neighbor, who I know very well. But Nora now has pivoted out. She was a HR executive, and then kind of was doing her own HR search, executive search firm type business. But she's now founded Palm and Light. I think I'm saying that correctly, and I actually did this session with her. Oh, God, was it last? Yeah, it was last week. And I'm into the woo-woo. I have been, so it's all good. And I had I only had done one other Reiki session. So she does multiple different type of things, but I did a Reiki and intuitive coaching session. And, as you know, I've been struggling in terms of, what to do post corporate life, and I've said this many times on this podcast as well as the regular version of the corporate couch, but struggling between a human being versus a human doing, and I've been leaning way too far on the doing, thinking I always have to be productive. I always have to hack something. I need to work out and all that. And the session I had last week with Nora was just fantastic. I mean, she gave me a lot of clarity. She was following up with me the next day. How are you feeling? And I literally had like headaches, the first 2 nights after the session. And, it's your body's way of detoxing and getting rid of stuff. And, I can't explain it as obviously as well as she can, but it's just that, it's about your nervous system. And when you're struggling even to do easy things, it's because your nervous system is a reaction to your body and mind not aligned with what you're doing. And basically for me, she said, you need to, just, it'll come to you. You just have to let it come to you and not try to push it. So it was just fantastic. Like I said, I'm a big woo-woo person. I've done a lot of different things. I have had an intuitive coach for years that I never met since I've been working with that person. I don't now, just because but since I've been like in my late 20s. So there you go. I've done, everything under the sun, but I would highly recommend Nora.
So I think she's great too, but I haven't done any sessions with her, and I think it's awesome the experience you had. I had a similar one with Alex McAnderson. I don't know if it was 5 or 6 years ago before I had kids, but I liked it too. It was interesting. One of the biggest takeaways from what she probably helped you with and me with Alex is unplugging, creating thinking time. Like when everything's a priority, nothing's a priority. And I am living that like right now. Sahil Bloom's book about the 5 types of wealth, the one that I'm focusing on in 2026 is creating more time wealth to have creative thinking and slowing down time so that I'm not always on to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. So there's probably a session for me in the future about exploring that in a different way through some of what she helps with, because to me right now going into 2026, something's got to give. Right?
Yeah.
And a lot of times if you don't focus on it, the health gives you sick, and then the rest of it just crumbles because there's not enough time to even recover. So my meeting with Amy on my team to create the Ideal Life Calendar is actually later this week. So hopefully we'll find the capacity to just have being time.
Yes.
You and I are a lot alike in that regard.
Yeah, and it's so funny. It's like now you're going to see Amanda at church, but you didn't, and it's the same thing. I use the Insight Timer for my meditation app. Actually, I recently broke a string of 2,063 straight days of meditating.
It's 263 more than me.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, no, it's been fantastic for me in terms of doing that. And I thought I'd be all upset, and I was a little upset, but I just forgot. It was weird. I got out of, I rushed to do something that morning, and that's when I usually meditate first thing, but I needed to get something done. I did it, and it was like no big deal. Just start another one, and
how do you keep track of it? I'm just curious.
On the app. Yeah, so I did it, but that after I saw Nora, I was looking for a meditation to do, and sometimes I'll just do a timer and just focus on my breathing and things like that. But sometimes I do guided. But I found one that I had saved. It was befriending your natural cycles, recognizing life's rhythms, and you just everything has its cycles, and it's the point being is like once I saw Nora, other things opened up that were aligned with what Nora was teaching about myself. Even though I had done that meditation, I don't know the last time when I did it, probably a year or 2 years ago, who knows? But it came back into my presence, and I've been doing it.
I think
that one daily
reminds me of the quote, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. And in this case, you were ready for that session and Nora was the teacher. So I send me the app if you think about it, because maybe that's something I'll build into 2026 too, since it's worked so well for other people. I know.
Yeah, I think too. Yeah, and actually Mick Johnson, I was using the Breathe app, and Mick in 2019 told me he uses Insight Timer, so I switched and been using it since late 2019. And my streak actually started March 12th of 2020, right when COVID was hitting. So that's, and then obviously it ended in November. But yeah, I'll definitely send that to you.
Another streak that's interesting is, I don't know what year it was, 2021. I wanted to walk or run every day for half an hour.
Yeah.
And I got through, I don't know the number of days, September or October. Oddly enough, that helps with physical, but it's also the slow down enough to unplug and think for half an hour. So the benefit from that is less in physical and more in just slowing down and unplugging. Yeah. So that's kind of rising to the top for 2026 for me too.
And I know you're a fan of the Atomic Habits. James Clear's fantastic book. But I mean, like, just set a goal. You're going to meditate for a minute. Like, I mean, and do that for 20 straight days or whatever, or 1 minute, day 1, 2 minutes, whatever, however you want to do it. It's just getting the habit done and setting the time to do it. But I would say meditation helped me in so many ways. And one of the not weirdest, but it helped my golf game. So I practice. I only play 6 to 8 times a year, usually in scrambles, because my friend's a great golfer and he invites me to these tournaments. And I have a lake house. Weekends are shot for golf most of the time. But it's helped me because golf is all about being present and focused on the moment. I think meditation helps you with that.
That's true. I'm adding golf to next year's priority list too to do.
There you go.
But I played once, so I'm creating a lot of time. I'm still going to work, but hopefully I can approach
my
all that
advice on
fun.
Golf would be, it's about practice, and 2, don't think you have to play 18 holes, because it is a lot of time when you have 2 small children, that
true.
Yeah. So, if they're at school or daycare and you're golfing, it's fine, but Bridget might not be, you're going to be gone for 5 hours on a Saturday? Yeah, okay.
Or what I'm going to do is I block every other Friday now for May through July, and then it's just built in. And that creates 6 times the golf instead of the one time I do it. So I may be hitting you up to join on one of those Fridays. Well, I'll keep you posted.
Yeah, I love that. Well, Mark, I think we should probably wrap. We can talk all day, you and I, about everything. But
we got through 10 of the 48 I send you. I'm happy.
Yeah, there you go. So we're recording here right before Christmas, so hope you and your family have a great holiday season. And this will be published last Wednesday in December. So Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, all.
You filthy animal. Yeah.
Thank you for listening to this special edition of The Corporate Couch. If you enjoyed the episode, I would love for you to take 2 minutes out of your day to rate us 5 stars and write a review. Please join me weekly where I interview great leaders that share their career journey and their leadership wisdom.